Tyler Nelson,
Dude,
welcome to the Richie Jackson Agenda.
it's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. You're from Jersey?
Yes, I am.
Tell me, where from?
Bayville.
What's up with Bayville?
Bayville was a small town I grew up in. Little skate park down the road.
And you write for Mystery, correct?
Yes.
You're like part of the new generation of Mystery.
Yes.
How did that work out?
So Scott Kane, actually, well, Mark Brandstander, he used to film a lot of like the Love Park stuff, and they filmed Bootleg, and he was part of the reason how Scott Kane turned pro from Bootleg.
Scott Kane is legendary.
Yes.
And the Bootleg 3000 part?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, like a 9-minute part.
So Scott Kane helped you get on Mystery?
So Mark hit up Scott with my footage, and Scott was like, "Oh, this dude seems cool." And like, I got a package. It was like 2 boards, and then they came out to Philly. Him, Josh Gomez, Dave Bohack, Boris, and this dude Ben.
Do you know much about the origins of Mystery? Like, do you know where the S came from?
No, I don't.
Well, it was Detroit Rock City. It's the KISS S.
Oh.
And in Detroit Rock City, they had like a band within a band. These kids were trying to get their careers rolling, and they called the band Mystery. So Jamie Thomas stole the Mystery logo literally from that movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No.
What do you know about it?
I was told it was Broken Heart.
Ah, yeah, okay. Well, Jamie Thomas is lying to the masses.
Oh.
Tell me about like how it'll happen for you. Like you had a video part recently, right?
Yes, it did. So I was filming for like a year for it. Not really much.
Okay, and you were working at Volvo before that?
I'm still working there, yeah.
Nice. What's that like?
It's pretty good. I work with a bunch of my skate friends. My best friend Antmo.
Okay. I wanted to know about something just happened on the 9 Club. Like, didn't Jerron Wilson just call you or text you?
He DM'd me and said that thank you and we appreciate you.
Well, he said that to cover up for, who was it on the 9 Club that was specifically coming after you?
Chris Roberts and
Oh, really?
Kelly Hart was just, laughing.
Chris Roberts and Kelly Hart, my old contemporaries. I want to know about the Princeton Fountain.
So Princeton Fountain, I went there in 2013, and in 2013 you were not able to skate that. You would get kicked out immediately or you would get a ticket. So around 2018 is when we started going there, maybe 2017-ish. It was this free game. You were able to skate everything for a little while. At one point someone did something to one of the sculptures there and they just completely outlawed it. But we stayed out there until like 2 a.m. There was outlets there, and I bought floodlights and I plugged them in. We would skate until we would go from like 10 to like 2 a.m. sometimes.
This is Princeton. Isn't this the most prestigious university out there?
Yes.
Yeah, and they tolerate
everyone.
Our kind there?
Not everyone.
Yeah.
There was one person in particular that would walk by and say, "I hope you break your neck."
Whoa.
I've literally witnessed her do that to my friend, and my friend was like, "Have a nice day."
That's academia for you, huh?
Yeah, she didn't like us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how great your brain is, your heart can still be impure. That's disturbing. She'd actually say, "I want you to break your neck."
Yeah, she would wish that upon us every time.
Well, I'm sure karma is sending a spinal injury her way.
I hope not, but...
What else we got? So I did hear that you have something of an addiction, something of a serious problem. And we're going to get serious here. The kids have got to know. You're addicted currently to Mountain Dew.
I am.
What's up with that?
So,
You do the Dew?
I do the Dew. I drink a little too many of it. So before the pandemic, I was 2 years no soda, no Mountain Dew especially. Pandemic happens. 12-pack of Mountain Dew Voltage comes in, and just drinking 12-pack of Mountain Dew Voltage a day for about 2 months.
It's a miracle you're alive.
Yes.
Yeah, 12 a day is unconscionable. So.
Sometimes 14.
That's not right.
Mm-mm.
And you were shredding today. You're obviously recovered. Are you still currently addicted?
Yes.
Okay, well, you murdered it today.
Thank you.
Yeah, really impressive. Really impressive. Also, we went snowboarding.
Yes, we did.
That was the funny thing is your feet are so big and your shoes are so puffy, you didn't even need snowboard boots. It just went straight into the bindings.
Yes.
Yeah. That was sick. Have you snowboarded before?
I've only tried 3 times. This is my 3rd time.
Do you like it?
I do, but I just get scared because just heard horror stories of skateboarders doing snowboarding and just...
We're not used to it.
No.
We're not used to having the thing attached to us because you want to be able to kick it out. You want to be able to kick it away. Mm-hmm. The other thing I didn't like about it was it did seem like a rich kid's pursuit. And I know I'm going to obviously piss a lot of people off there, but I didn't like that you had to have a season pass. You had to have all the equipment. It could run you in the tens of thousands just to like get out there.
Yeah, that's why I never picked it up. My one friend offered to like take me to a lift and like to the mountain, and he paid for it, and he had stuff for me, so I didn't have to buy anything, which was really cool.
It's not to say that skateboarders are all hood rats, but I feel like we're more hood than snowboarders.
We're in the streets and dirty all the time.
Yeah, and you don't need much, you know. It's just one piece of wood with some skates on it. You go out your door, and off you go. Mm-hmm. What initially drew you to skateboarding?
So when I was about 3, my aunt had a skateboard in the corner of the living room. It just stayed there, and I would just look at it. It had big dirt tires, like on like a Tonka truck kind of thing. Like it wasn't regular skate wheels. And I'm pretty sure it was a New Deal graphic, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, I would just kneeboard around the driveway because that was all I had, because our road was rocks. It was asphalt, but it was more rocks because it was so old. And then one day they repaved it, and all these kids across the street were just building ramps, and they were skating. They only skated flipping zero boards, and they had mohawks and studded belts, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever because I was not allowed to wear any of that. I was supposed to wear like, I don't know.
Any particular reason you weren't allowed to wear mohawks and studded belts?
My grandparents just didn't vibe with that, and also they didn't like that kid because he was like the neighborhood like
Jimbo Jones.
Just not a good person. Like he would break people's stuff and steal stuff and just cause mayhem. But he was still really cool to me.
See, I had like the opposite experience because I found that like the people that did wear leather jackets, studded belts, and have mohawks, they were like really nice. And I found that if you watch an old movie, that's who the bad guys are in the alley. Like, you're in the wrong part of town.
Yeah.
But guys, like, there's nobody waiting in an alley wearing studs and a leather jacket waiting to beat you up. The guy looks different to a punk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But this sounds like a legitimately bad punk kid.
Yeah, he was not nice to me.
What was his name?
Anthony Fisher.
Let's talk about Anthony Fisher. What did he do? How did he hurt you? Where did Anthony Fisher touch you?
One time, oh my God. one time I was out and I was like just pushing down the street, and he came out with a paintball gun and shot me with the paintball gun 5 times. Ran backside, told my grandparents. They were not hyped. Police were involved.
I think every neighborhood had that kid.
Yeah.
I remember mine exactly. His name was Carlo Letica, and he was the neighborhood badass. I'll never forget him. He would do I didn't skate at the time, right? But I would see him flying down my street, bombing the hill, but scraping his tail the entire way. Wow. And I was like, that's skateboarding. Like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Another time he lit a little thing of shoe goo on fire and ollied over. It's about that big, but it was on fire. And I thought that was cool. He was like, oh, Rick, I could see that on the cover of a skate mag. And I was like, yes, Carlo. But yeah, he was the coolest. I don't know what he's doing now, but I kind of credit him with making it look cool. Mm-hmm. If I saw him now bombing down a hill, scraping his tail and olling over a little tube of shoe goo, I'm not sure what I'd think. But hey, it's all perception, right? Like, like how good of a skater was your punk nemesis?
He's actually pretty good.
Like, what skill level are we talking?
At that time, I can't like fully remember, but they were definitely like, they were building like jumps to rails, jumps over things. Like it was all just like made out of like 2x4s and just plywood ramps. Right. And he had a mini ramp in the backyard with an extension. I never got to skate that, but I would look over the fence and watch them skating it because I'd never seen that before. I didn't even know that existed. Like you can skate a ramp like that, and then you see Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam, and I was like, oh, this is pretty crazy. Didn't know that was existing either.
The Boom Boom Huck Jam. I wonder who named that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting name.
It's a very interesting name. I can't say I particularly like it. Were you a video game kid?
I was, yes.
I was the kid that would watch them play. Like I never wanted to play myself for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but to each their own. But I can't stand video games, and I know that hurts because you're a Call of Duty guy. What is it about Call of Duty that you love so much?
I like to just make people mad because I don't play the game like everyone else. Like I will camp sometimes because I'm just like overwhelmed with everything that's going on because it's just ridiculous. Like people take it so serious, and I just like to listen to them freak out and be like, dude, you're really freaking out over video games. Pretty crazy. This means nothing to us. It's not benefiting us.
I just feel like I waste so much time as it is, like on my phone, sleeping, worrying. Like to play video games as well would just be another waste of time. Like, you know, when you get those ads on your phone, it's like, download Royal Crush or Candy Mountain or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Like, do people see that and go, oh yeah, I'll get that?
I've been guilty of that.
How?
And I fell for it, and I'm like, this game sucks, dude.
How did you get to that point where you're
I
like,
don't know. Yeah, no, I don't do it all the time, but like I've had some games where I've liked. I used to just only play blackjack. I don't know why. I used to love blackjack.
Well, I suppose I could see you needing some downtime from how hard you shred. Like, how are you feeling now?
I feel pretty good. Like
That's amazing.
Could go skate if we wanted to.
Really?
If only we wanted to. But.
Well, enjoy being 29, man.
It's not gonna last forever.
Well, I go skating now. Like, I got to be honest, it seems like a horrible idea. What we should do is sit here and just talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh, here I am dissing video games, and you got an actual Nintendo 64 shirt on. By the way, I've done myself no favors right there.
It's okay.
I don't think it's going to be okay. Where do you stand on Ghosts and Aliens?
Ghosts and Aliens.
Yeah, this is mandatory for the Richie Jackson agenda. We got to get into it.
Dude, aliens, bro.
Okay.
They have to be out there.
They have to be out there. I agree.
I just don't know where, and I don't know if they're here, but they could be here. But
okay, I'm actually in alignment with your views there. I think it's 100% chance they're out there. The universe is far too large for there to not be. But I do get skeptical when people talk about them definitively visiting, like, because I think the human imagination is so strong and so vibrant that it would be weird if nobody ever thought they came here. If there was like just consensus across the board, like, no, we know they haven't been here, that would be stranger.
Yeah.
Because people make some wild shit up.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like certain times, like at one point, we're just like, there's nothing. And then out of nowhere, these last couple of years, like, no, they're out here, they're here. And it's just like, don't really know what's going on because it's all over the place. But I believe they're somewhere.
Yeah, 100%.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
You look up into the sky, it's just infinity. Like, you know, you can only perceive it so much.
Didn't you say you had but you have seen something?
I've seen a couple of things, and my friends, we were at the beach on Allen Road in Bayville, and it was, I think, 6 or 7 lights that were circle, and they made an upside down V, and then they made a circle, and then they made a line, and then they all kind of like dispersed, and then they just faded away, and then that was it. We all looked at each other, we're like, the fuck was that? Never seen that before. And we just don't know I don't know what that was. And it was just out into the ocean, so I don't know.
But you saw the Starlink satellites as well, right?
I've seen those too.
Yeah, see, I haven't. Most of this feeling that I have comes from the fear that I'm missing out, you know? And I've wanted to see it so much. I've wanted to see something unexplainable by science, and I never get to. And I've done a lot of drugs, but I still can never see anything that is definitively paranormal. You know, everything has an explanation, I've found. And it's weird because I feel like I have a decent imagination, but I can never convince myself of something from the other realm actually being here.
The closest thing I've had, like, I guess you would say a ghost or something that happened, my best friend killed himself when I was a senior, and he was like a freshman.
Sorry to hear it. And
we left school, me and my friend Connor, because we all chilled with each other every single day. And we went to his house. He closes the door. We go into the kitchen. It's just me and him. And we're just like kind of sitting there in silence because, like, you know, it's heavy to experience something like that. I don't know. You're not prepared to lose your friend.
Of course.
Especially something like that. And I saw him the day before. Like, you know, it's just rough. But the door opened. The door just opened. Not all the way, but it opened up to, like, you know, this much. And we didn't say anything again. And then my friend Connor was just like, Abe, where are you? Like, you're not going to knock? And we kind of like laughed for a second. And then, I don't know, after that, I've never experienced anything else after that. Like,
I'm sorry for your loss, man. I've lost a few friends to that, and shit sucks. But it'd be real nice right now if that door would open. Not going to happen.
Nope.
So who are your teammates? Like, who's on the mystery roster right now? And I'm sorry I don't know. I
that's
barely keep up, you know?
So there's Josh Gomez, James Fitzgerald, Dave Bohack. He's from New Jersey, and I knew him prior to being on the mystery team, so that was pretty cool to be on the same team as someone that I grew up skating with.
You said you spent time, like, around the Jersey Shore, right?
Yes.
Did you see, like, actual guys like the dudes on the show with the fake tan and the spiky hair and the pink polos? Were they around?
So much.
Yeah, did that go away?
That I don't know, but like, man, when that show came out, no one was dressed like that. No one was dressed like that before. When that show came out, everybody was going to the gym. Everyone was getting huge. Like, people I would just never expect that would just do that. But yeah, there was a lot.
Did you have a fake tan pink polo phase?
No.
I like the hair that they had. Like, I'll admit I had that in about 98.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. It was like, that was when it was, you know, like Sugar Ray and that kind of thing. And Sublime, like, we all had frosted tips. And we would all like have the frosted tips and gel it up. That was huge. And you'd have like a ball chain necklace and like that kind of 90s vibe. But we quit on it like so fast and like burnt the photos. Like, once the steez changed, we were like quite ashamed, but I see it coming back now. There's like dudes walking around looking like the bass player from No Doubt. It looks like, I'm like, oh, maybe we were cool. Like, because everybody loved Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah.
Just loved it. I had all the albums. And then it hit this point where it's like, this is not cool anymore, drop it. And now to see they actually have quite a legacy going on, and it's coming back, because I think a lot of people remember that as a good time. Mm-hmm. How old are you? When were you born?
I was born in 94.
94?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Okay, wow. So you were born like at the peak of that.
Yeah, 98 was the first time I put my knee on a board and pushed.
98 was the first time I stood on a board.
Really?
Yeah. How does that work out?
What?
Yeah. 98 is when I started skating.
Oh.
Interesting. I'm 38 now. Am I just failing on the math here?
I don't know.
Yeah, this happened with Ricky Glacier as well. We had him on, and I was like, when did you start skating? He said 98. I said, that's when I started. I'm not sure. Maybe time's just a construct of human perception. Do you think time is real?
I have no idea what any of this is.
Yeah, me neither. And I've come to the conclusion that it might be the eternal present. I don't know. I had one LSD experience where we were in the Australian bush looking at a tree, and I went, oh, I get it. There is no time. Objects just move. Like, what would be the implication of a moving object? Like, how could you then say, oh, well, then there's time? But at the same time, this is not 5 seconds ago. So we're moving. Are we moving through the space-time continuum?
We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm here to enjoy the journey.
Are you enjoying it right now?
I am.
Okay, good. No, you were shredding today, man.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah. What was the first skate video you ever saw?
Baker 3.
See, I'm Baker Bootleg.
You're Baker Bootleg?
Yeah, we were there for Baker Bootleg, Baker 2G. Baker 3 was just a fantastic installment in the trilogy. Like, that was as good as it got. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, I ended up going backwards. I started with Baker 3, and then I found out everything else.
No way.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that this... Because, like, went to the skate shop. It was called Feet First in the mall. And on top, they had, like, a big rack of all these skate videos. And for whatever reason, I just saw Baker 3, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And the dude was like, this is the best video of this year right now. And I was like, whoa. I was like, well, how much? He was like, $26. And I was like, I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Save my lunch money. Because grandparents didn't know this, but I was getting free lunch because the lunch lady knew my mom and knew my situation of growing up. My mom wasn't present, so she felt bad and gave me free lunch anyways. So I was able to save my lunch money.
And that's how you swindled Baker 3?
Yes.
I've got a story. This was before Baker 2G came out. We were skating. We must have been like 13, maybe 12, 13. And Jake Phelps just rolled up out of nowhere and started talking to us. We were just these little kids. He didn't have to talk to us, but he started he kind of sat like cross-legged with us and like told us about everything that was to come. And he was like, Baker 2G, you have no idea what's about to happen. Jim Greco goes to work. He goes to work. Like, he just kept saying that. And this is before the whole thing came out. And Dustin was rumored to have said, Ash has nothing on Baker, like referring to Medic Marty. He's like, Medic Marty, it's trash. Medic Marty, when Baker 2G comes out, you're going to see. I got a kickflip crook down to 10. Like, this was all like word of mouth, like real. I look back on him like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll never forget that. Phelps just there going, Greco goes to work. And he sure did. Like all the Wilshire stuff.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Backlit.
Yeah. And the best nollie backside flip ever done. Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah. But I've had a few memories like that of like, whoa, I was there, like in the mix, which has been super rad. And it's still going on, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of out of the loop now. I don't know. Where are you skating these days?
Where am I skating?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I go to Pennsylvania a lot. We do Trenton more though, like these days. A couple of years ago, I would not say I would skate Trenton ever, but for whatever reason, Trenton is just very good to us.
And are you more street or vert?
Oh no, the street. No, I like skate parks too, but I'm not too good with vert.
Yeah. Well, but you kind of do have a vert steez. Like you were backside airing. You hit that stale.
It's roast beef.
No.
I can't stale fish.
From where I was sitting, that was a stale.
I don't know.
That's right, because Tim called that. He's roast beef.
Yeah.
Like, from where I was filming, I was certain that was a stale. You committed the sin of the beef?
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
That's all I know, man.
You beefed it. Do you think there is like, because that was what the older guys would tell us, and I think it's true. Like the vert guys are like, you got to go behind the knee, you got to tuck knee. And like, it's true. That just looks weird. That looks steezy. The mute grab, like that looks weird. That's called a slob, right? Yeah. Do you know all your grabs?
I don't.
Okay, come on.
I know some.
Mute, slob, stink bug, tuck knee, stale fish, roast beef, and Lord knows what that is. Just nothing. I don't think that even has a name. Okay, what do you think? You must be picky. Like, you come across as a nice guy, but I bet there's some things in skating that you despise, be it tricks or people. Didn't you once smoke a split with Jason Dill?
I did.
How did that go?
It was good, but oh man. It was me and my friend Billy. We were smoking a blunt though, and it was at Paynes Park, and he just came out of nowhere, like through the crowd, and he's like, "Can I have a hit of your joint?" And I was just like, "It's a blunt, even better."
But we all know Jason Dill doesn't sound like that.
I know.
He would have said, "Excuse me, can I please have a hit of your blunt?" The last time I saw him, he was coming out of a Starbucks on Fairfax and Melrose. I'm like, "Oh, Jason, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, hi, Richie Jackson." Like he said it so sarcastically. I'm like, "Okay, like this is kind of funny." And then I was like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" He said, "Oh, nothing. Just making the best-selling skateboards this side of the Mississippi. Goodbye, Richie Jackson." Wow. And he just took off down the street. And I was like, I don't know. I like that skating has these characters, and I don't want to use the word, but I feel like it's good. We have less assholes now, and I don't know if it's a good thing. Like, I don't know. I liked when people were like pricks, and they kind of like schooled us a lot. Like, did you have that? Were you like hazed by the older dudes?
So the older dudes were a little bit more nicer than the people that were around my age. Around my age, like they didn't want to give me the time of day. Some people did, like teach me some tricks, but like for the most part, like I felt like a burden most of the time because I was just trying to like skate with these people because there was like 20 kids in my town. It's a small town, but like everyone knew each other and like there's this pretty awesome crew. Right. They all liked all the cool stuff, and I was just trying to be one of them, but it didn't work out.
It didn't, yeah.
No.
And look at you now.
It's fine.
Look at you now on Mystery, crushing it. Yeah, I think that happens a lot. Like, because kids want acceptance, you know. We look who we're trying to get it from. Like,
yeah,
these guys are pretty messed up themselves.
I tried to be friends with everyone, and right. I kind of got like the shit end of the stick most of the time. You know, like did have friends in school, but I don't know. I was the last to be picked on the football, flag football, or whatever, outside of recess. You know, it was just stuff like that. So I kind of like drew myself away from sports because these people didn't want me around. And also, like, skateboards didn't want me around, but, like, at least, like, I could still go do it and have fun, you know?
Dude, I remember those days. I had the same kind of thing. Like, what happened was I got, like, really, really bad teenage acne. Like, to the point where I'm like, well, there's not going to be any girlfriends. There's not going to, like, be much social interaction because it was, like, really bad. But I'm like, at least I got my skateboard. So I totally withdrew, just pulled away from any sort of social scenario and just skated by myself every day. And it kept me going. It could probably keep other people going that feel that way, that they're not accepted in the social group. It was bad though. It was to the point where like there needed to be a medical intervention.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I had to get on this gnarly drug called Accutane to make it go away because I was like, hey, I can't like look at myself.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah, it was gnarly. You know what? You never got the acne?
Not really.
Oh, you're fortunate.
Only on my back.
Oh yeah, back knee.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that is the thing about skateboarding, though. Like a lot of us, well, all of us feel that in some way.
I understood though, because like I didn't understand the unwritten rules, you know, like I was just trying to do it, you know, like just figure it out. And like some tricks, they were like, you can't do that.
Which trick do you remember?
The indie grab,
Yeah.
the tuck knee. They were like, no, you gotta stop doing that.
So
Airwalks.
That's why you did a blunt airwalk out today. Was that just to stick to the man?
I just haven't done that in a long time, and I really wanted to do it again.
I appreciated that one, man.
It's a very fun one.
Yeah, that was sick. Because you got obviously the blunt to fakies dialed, and you did blunt up to Decker on the extension. Like that was ridiculous. But yeah, I appreciated you doing. Well, I'm gonna throw in a blunt airwalk as well.
I did a crazy. I don't know. What do you call the airwalk when you walk? Like, is that the airwalk?
I invented that.
Did you?
Yeah, it's Transworld down now. I did the first one down the 10 stair. I called it the airwalk scalewalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a Pains contest, and oh man, what was that for? Oh, it was Nocturnal's anniversary. I don't know which year it was, but Kerry Getz was behind me filming it, and I just like double airwalked down the double set.
Nice.
I don't know how many stairs it is, but like it was just so random, like that worked. I couldn't ollie it. I couldn't ollie the double set, but I airwalked it.
But you were saying you watched Dan now a fair bit.
I did.
You don't think you subconsciously took that in?
I think I did.
All right, well, I'm claiming credit for it.
Thank you.
I'm going to have Kerry gets me the footage. Did he film it? He said
he filmed it on his phone.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if he still has it or not, but yeah.
Let's hit up the man himself.
That'd be cool.
Was he first to kickflip the love gap?
He was, and then Tim O'Connor did it a couple of years later. And
that's right. That's where I got that wrong.
I'm not trying to speak for Kerry Getz, but I'm pretty sure he was upset. Like, why would you do that? Why would you kickflip it after I already did it? You know.
Tim O'Connor is fantastic.
Tim O'Connor is fantastic.
Big fan. I remember that kickflip. That's so funny how our skate brains work. Like as soon as you said that, I see the clip. I know exactly what video it's in. It's in photosynthesis, and it goes by really quick. It's a fisheye clip, and it just goes zip, like they didn't slow-mo it or anything. I remember the song now. I remember everything. That's insane.
Well, park was crazy.
Yeah, did you get to skate it a lot?
I did, but I kind of focused on the gap more than the ledges because the ledges were too big for me when I was a kid.
What'd you do down the gap?
My first time being there, I roast beefed it.
No way.
Couldn't ollie it, so I just roast beefed it and flew into the present because that's when they had the tree there and the bottom was a present.
Like when Chris Cole did the back three into the... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you roast beefed it, then what?
I did not really tuck knee it, but I tried to tuck knee it, and German Nieves did that first. I didn't know that he did it first.
He's a nice guy.
He is a very nice guy.
Yeah, hung out with him in New York a lot.
Nice.
Okay, so we got the roast, we got the tuck knee. Anything else?
Heel flip.
You heel flip the love gap.
But iShot did it first.
Doesn't matter, dude. You heel flip the love gap.
On the last days. It was that Friday. So random. I got a text message at 7 a.m. from my friend Anthony Ream, rest in peace. He was like, dude, look at this. Sent me an article that they legalized skateboarding for the weekend. Ironically, Valentine's Day was the last day you could skate it. But I skated it that Friday. So I just got up, got in my car, went to Wawa, got a breakfast sizzly, a Red Bull. I drank it. I ate the food. I go there. Because I tried heel flipping it like in November the year prior, but it's the same couple months. That was the last days. I tried it with white slip-on Vans, and that was very dumb. I was like, I cannot heel flip this with slip-ons. This doesn't make any sense. It hurts.
Is that why you're on the moon boots now?
They just. I like how it fits on my.
Oh no, it
ankles.
works. It works. It looks really good.
Yeah, small shoes do not work for me. It's unfortunate. I would love to, but like my feet are very sensitive, so I need kind of cushion.
Yeah, no, the way you are, like it really works with the way that you move. Like your steez really matches, like the baggy pants and the big shoes. It was a pleasure to watch today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can see you. Like, did you have the heel flip in mind? Did you know that's what you wanted to do?
I wanted to back heel it, but then also I found out that Trevor Colden did it, but that was randomly thrown into his like Nike Chronicles video part. It was just like a random clip in his part, like no second angle, no slow-mo, just happens fast. I was like, damn, like that's crazy, man. Like it's the love gap and it's only just thrown in there. Like, you know, I feel like it's like kind of like a big thing, you know? So I wanted to do that, and then I don't know. I tried heel flip. A bunch of people wanted me to do it. Like I also wanted to do it just for myself to see if like I was capable of doing something like that. Because the love gap, it's not high. It's just very long and very limited run up. Like you have to run from the fucking street up a curb, up a 3-stair, throw your board down, push as many times as you can. I don't know how many pushes I was able to get in. It might have been like 3 or 4, but you know, I tried at night until I think 2 in the morning. It was 18 degrees, maybe even colder. My friends, like we were going in, I parked in the parking garage because there's a parking garage underneath, and I would turn my car on and I would heat up, go back up there. People would go there with generators, and one day I plugged my fucking phone into an outlet at Love Park, and I was like, I just plugged my phone in, it's charging my phone. People come here with generators and lights, and they're running from the cops with generators. I was like, I'm gonna buy floodlights and I'm gonna light this thing up. I'm just gonna try to skate it, because I also didn't want to like skate the gap while there's a bunch of skateboarders trying to film their lines and stuff on the ledges. Like it's disrespectful, you know. I don't like doing that unless like people are actually skating it. So that one night in particular, this is how I met Sean Kay, my friend that I filmed with since 2016. Like from that day on, like just became friends. He just, I don't know, he sat there in the cold, man, filming me, and I did not get close to heel flip at all. I ollied it randomly in one of the tries. Like I was like, I gotta get like a feeling of doing it, because I'm just like whiffing it down this gap. And like some people were not hyped that I was trying heel flip. They're like, it's already been done. And that's how I found out it was already been done. I was like, damn, someone did this. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep trying it, dude. Like I just really want to do it now at this point, because you try a couple times, you know, like a couple different days, like you just really, this is something that I've worked really hard for a long time.
I think there's 2 really great lessons to be learned there. Number one, who cares about an NBD? You know, the best quote I ever heard was Salman Agha. He wanted to nollie back lip the university rail, University High. And somebody said, Ardo already did it. And he said, not in this body.
Yeah.
He didn't. Like, that's a rad quote. And the second lesson, do you really mean to tell me that every single person who brought a generator to Love Park didn't need to? They could have just plugged some floodlights in?
I don't know that for sure. I heard actually that they were more scared to use the outlets, and the cops would come because they're using electricity at Love Park. That's not theirs. Like I think you need like a permit to do it. But
that
like
could be an extra charge.
But like I would see people there plugged in with like everything. Like people are plugging in all the time. So I was just like, I'm just gonna just buy floodlights and an extension cord. Did not get it that night though, but
it's just funny to think, because so many of the Love clips, I can hear the generator slow mode in the background.
I like that. I honestly think that's a cool aesthetic to skateboarding, having a generator and lights, you know, like
it does something to your brain. You go, we're on a mission.
Yeah.
We're doing something special. I haven't lit up a spot in forever, but I remember that feeling. That's where a lot of really great things happened, because no one's around. It's just you guys, and something about that sound as well. It kind of blocks out the outside world, as does the light, obviously, because it's chiaroscuro. You're focused in on the one thing.
Yeah.
Everything else is black. You see what you need to do, and you don't hear anything outside of the Jenny.
I also think that's like something that makes you do it faster, because you're like, we can get in a lot of trouble for this. Like you have a generator or lighting up a spot. I don't think the cops are too hyped on something like that. Yeah. So I also thought, I was like, I am not getting a generator. I'm running from police with a generator. I'm leaving it if I have that, but I never got one, so I didn't have to go through that.
Well, how bad were the cops about?
I got chased out a couple times when I was a kid, but they wouldn't really like go a couple blocks in. Like when you go like a block or across the street, like that's it. They wouldn't go after you anymore. I remember going to City Hall, getting chased out by like 30 bike cops, and then we went right over to Love Park and it was fine. And then we got kicked out of there, and then we just kind of just left for the day because we got it both of the places. Then a month later, they tore City Hall out. They put the fences up, and I was like, damn, I can't believe that was like the one and only time I got to skate City Hall.
Yeah, it is kind of insane what we do. Yeah, I think about it sometimes, especially retroactively. I'm like, we were so determined to get this thing at all costs. Like, I put myself in ridiculous scenarios where I clearly was damaging property, but it didn't matter.
They're going to destroy it anyways.
Well, and they did.
You know?
Yeah, so with this thing, don't destroy it. We're going to destroy it. What the hell is up with that?
I mean, you got homeless people chilling on it and doing crazy stuff, and then you're kind of worried about skateboarders that kind of clean the place up and fix it. I know we're destroying it, but the skateboarders, like, they really love that spot. They're going to maintain it and fix it. I've watched all those sabotage dudes do that. Like, they literally, like, kept maintenance up with everything. Like, get in a lot of trouble for that, but they did all that.
I guess that just really blew my mind. I've never thought about that. The whole point was they didn't want us to damage it or destroy it. So to stop us damaging and destroying it, they destroyed it. How is that in any way logical?
I thought about this too. Like,
Yeah.
in the first place, like, none of this even should be here. It's like, I don't know. I think about that stuff. Like, why would you even build this? Like, what is the purpose for most of these things? Like, it just seems like it should be ridden for a skateboard, a BMX bike, a scooter, a blade. Like, all of it just seems like it's made for it, but it's really not. But, like, why build it like that?
I remember hearing another analogy, something along the lines of, like, you're not supposed to litter in the city, right? But the entire city is litter because it's an abomination on nature. You know, It's supposed to be a forest. The entire thing is effectively destruction. I don't know.
It's a constant cycle,
Yeah,
never-ending cycle.
it's very strange. How are you liking being out here, not in the city?
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of rad. Huh?
I wasn't expecting to walk out and see mountains.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, there's a mountain here.
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I think I'm getting old. I think I had enough of the city life. I think I'm gonna retire here with my fireplace. What are your plans for the future? What you got going on? What's next? What's in the pipeline?
I just want to skate and travel. That's why I work. You need a job to sustain money.
Right.
I make just enough money to skate on the weekends and go places. Like, I try to, like, pick a different place to go to. Sometimes we end up, like, at the same place, but it's usually Trenton. There's a bunch of spots we try to go to.
Well, I think it's a good plan, man. I really want you to keep doing that. Because,
That's,
like I said, it don't last forever. I'm already starting to wind down, if I'm honest.
I mean, I used to jump everything, and then
Yeah.
I just kind of stopped doing that, you know?
You're still jumping plenty fine.
It just hurts.
Right. You were jumping just fine today. Well, I want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors and let you know that I'm with you on your mission.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
It's an honor.
An honor?
It's an honor, man.
How do you figure? I'm just a guy.
I know you're just a guy, but you're a pretty cool guy.
Ah, thanks, man.
You got some pretty nifty skate tricks.
Well, we'll see. Are you here for the weekend or?
I am.
Sick. All right. Well, let's get it tomorrow.
We can skate tomorrow, dude?
What is this about?
This is something.
This is binoculars?
Dude, this is binoculars, bro.
What are the binoculars about?
I don't know.
All right. That just got weird.